Hey, how are y'all doing today? Mark,
What's going on?
Okay, my name is Leonard Aguilar. I'm the Secretary Treasurer of the Texas AFL-CIO. We got Lorraine Montemayor on the line with us, and also Mark Maldonado. Lorraine, do you want to go ahead and introduce yourself, please?
Yes, sir. Hi, everyone. So glad y'all are with us. My name is Lorraine Montemayor. I am the Mobilization and Campaigns Coordinator for the Texas AFL-CIO.
What's going on? And I'm Mark Maldonado. I'm the digital strategist over here at the Texas AFL-CIO, and I'm usually in the background of these things, but I've been invited because, hey, it's a digital virtual week of action. So this is going to be fun.
It is. We got an exciting week. A lot of work has gone into planning this week, this virtual action that we got going on. I want to thank Lorraine and Mark and Ed and Jeff and the entire team for working and putting all this together. A lot of hours, a lot of phone calls and emails and scheduling, and also to the offices over at the Capitol, all the electeds and the staff over there. We appreciate you taking the time to help schedule this and get this done. So the virtual week of action starting again tomorrow on April 13th. Today we're going to go through and we're going to spend about a half hour, I guess, total. And Lorraine's going to give you some ideas of how to do the virtual lobbying and some of the talking points and the time frames and that. Mark's going to give you some technical help on how to get that done as well. But right now we'll go ahead and let Lorraine explain the specifics of what we got going on this week. Lorraine?
All right. So union sisters and brothers, 2 years ago, all of us were probably in the Capitol with our affiliate-led lobby days where we would drive in on buses early in the mornings, leaving our destinations in Texas to come down to the Capitol and speak our issues, speak our values, and let our elected officials know our priorities as the labor movement. So yeah, those are some pictures of what lobby days were like prior to this pandemic. So we are still in this pandemic. We want everybody to be safe. We want to prioritize our safety in that. But we still need to get our message across. We still need to go ahead and let it be known to our electeds that we as the labor movement have some priorities. And so we thought this through and scheduled some virtual meetings with some electeds coming up on Tuesday through Friday via Zoom. And we can go ahead and share that link so you can go ahead and sign up. Also, too, we're going to be sharing our stories connected to our legislative priorities to go ahead and amplify that on social media. And we will get into the tools. But first, let's take some time and talk about what has been happening in the legislature. We're at the halfway mark. What are the bills that we were being vigilant about? What are the priorities?
Real quick, can I stop you real quick, Lorraine?
Yes, please.
So, I mean, we have this lobby week, right? And it is, so can you still join if you did not join earlier in the week or haven't received any information? Like what do you do if you're just stuck and be like, hey, I'm ready to fight. I don't know what's going on across the street, but it doesn't look good. Like, what can I do? So, like, what do you do? Like, what's the process of today and stuff is starting next week? What happens?
Yeah, so on our website, we have a link, a page dedicated to our virtual toolkit. It has some basic training information on there for you. It has our issues. It has the ways for you to go ahead and share a quote on what is firing you up this legislative session. It has the tool that we're going to be going into more detail about capturing your video because, yes, we do have Leonard and Rick and Renee and others out there, and even your affiliates, personal lobbyists out there speaking to elected officials. But we as union members are the experts of what's happening in our work sites and our communities and how these bills are truly affecting us. And so we need to get that out. We need to get that message out and across to the electeds out in the Capitol to let them know why we are in opposition to certain bills or why we support certain bills. And why these issues are labor issues.
Cool.
Yeah, if I can real quick, I mean, the biggest thing or the thing that resonates more a lot with those folks across the street, we can go all day, 10 times a day to those offices. But like Lorraine said, it's you guys back home, you guys in the district, and be it from our North Texas CLCs to our South Texas and the Coastal Bend, Victoria, and the Rio Grande Valley, East Texas to West Texas, the Gulf Coast and Central Texas. All of our CLCs across the state of Texas and our affiliate unions and members are the ones that are going to make the difference. That's why it's so important for everybody to participate. Get on the link here, just sign up for it and get some of that information about figuring out who represents you. I think Mark's going to touch on that later on in a few minutes about how to find out who actually represents you, because I know that's always a question that comes up. But again, to make a big impression, it has to come from the home district for these legislators to actually pay a bit more attention to and move the importance, I guess you could say, of the item up the list for them, because hearing how important it is from somebody back home, a voter in their district, carries a lot of weight and has a lot of influence. So the more support and the more help we can get from folks back home, the better it'll be. Sorry about that, Lorraine.
No, this is great. This is Labor Live at 5.
So yeah. So what's in store this week? Like, what do we got going? Like, what are the priorities here?
Yeah, so our priorities are voting rights, making sure that we are pushing legislation that's going to make it easier for us to get to the ballot boxes instead of creating any hurdles or voter intimidation. Budget equity, right? Every 2 years, it is the priority of our legislators to go ahead and pass a budget for our state. And many of our members are affected by the outcome of that, right? Especially our public employees, our teachers, and our state workers. State interference. Sometimes the state wants to go ahead and control what's happening in our local municipalities, where we have some really good policies in worker protections, licensing and apprenticeships. We have an amazing apprenticeship programs that we need to just duplicate and maximize and push out even further. Workers' comp and unemployment insurance. We coming out of this pandemic, being still in this pandemic, I think that is one of our main issues because, right, so many of us are without work. So many of our family members are without work, and our elected officials, our public servants should do right through this service. And then unions do. We all have the right to go ahead and form unions on our work sites, and making sure that there isn't any difficulties in making it known that you want monies from your paycheck to go to your dues membership.
Wow. That's a lot.
It is.
So you mentioned voting rights, and I'm seeing, we're reading about what's happening in Georgia. And frankly, I think we're seeing, these are like bills that are written nationwide. Like states are just under attack with just like these pre-written, kind of bills that are aimed at just suppressing the vote. And so what are the big bills here in Texas that are trying to not cast our vote or make it as impossible as possible to cast our vote and make our voice heard here? What is it?
Well, you got two bills that are listed on the slide here, HB 6 and SB 7, and both of them, the Texas AFL-CIO and its affiliates are against them wholeheartedly. They've gone through the process of our United Labor Legislative Council, and we've come out against these bills as an organization. And that is something that, again, the staff here at the Texas AFL-CIO and its affiliates are working day in and day out to try to stop these bills as they are, and if there's any way possible to get something good to come out of them. As they are right now, it is a no. The way Mark has it there on the slide, these bills are not friendly or going to help anybody. It is to stop the opportunity to get out there and have the rights to vote the way that they are. So these are two of the bills that we're going to be talking about during this week and giving you pointers on how to talk to your legislator as we get into that virtual lobby day.
Yeah, absolutely, Leonard. I was seeing that, like, this is such it's like a massive attack on us, and I think we're going to have some cool graphics. If you go to our toolkit, I know the Gulf Coast Area Labor Federation, giving a shout out to the Gulf Coast. They had a press conference on Friday, and you can kind of see some of the graphics that we're going to be able to do. You're going to be able to download, share it, and get it up on social media. And I was reading that the way these laws are written, it makes it almost illegal for us to send out a voting, how to vote to our own union members. So these are just awful bills, and we're going to need you guys to take some action on these. So what do we got up with the budget here, Lorraine? You were talking about budget equity, and then this is a big one, but I know it has a lot of moving pieces to it, and it affects a lot of our different unions. But can you guys dive in a little bit on this one?
Yeah, I mean, the budget is it's a major piece, like Lorraine said earlier. I mean, every couple of years, the state gets together, legislature gets together, and they come up with the budget for the state. So just to name two, but not, there's many more, but the teachers and the state workers that are affected by the budget. So those schools, those teachers, those school boards and school districts, and the children in the schools are affected with the amount of money that goes into those education budgets, or the lack of. And that is one of the biggest fights on the education side for trying to figure out how to properly fund that. And also for the state workers at the different levels and the different job employment opportunities that they have at the state level. There's just so much that needs to go in there, and so many issues that have to be addressed with that budget. And it's unfortunate that not everyone is being, cared for, considered at the same level at this point. And again, that's why you have the Texas AFL-CIO with its affiliates and trying to work and trying to address these issues and these problems. And again, it's going to be better, and the message is going to go a lot farther when we get our folks from back home talking to their local legislators here in Austin during the session. So the budget is a big one, affects everybody, affects every one of us without a doubt.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I was watching a broadcast from the Texas AFT, and I heard President Zeph Capo. They were saying there's just like millions and millions of dollars that came through these stimulus packages that we worked hard to get, to get into the state, and it's just sitting in there. And that's just unbelievable that here we have money that's available to our public schools, and to our kids and to our teachers who have had the roughest year you could possibly think, and we're just sitting on a coffer of cash that's meant to go and help provide a little bit of aid into the school districts. That's just unbelievable. All right, Secretary Treasurer, Mr. Plummer, we got some bills. Tell us about these.
These are two bills, and I guess one of them is the plumbing bill, and Ms. Thompson has her bill coming up tomorrow, House Bill 636, and that's something that the industry as a whole has been working on for many years to try to address the issues that were there. And industry's been in step for a few years now trying to get this resolved, and it looks like there's some good movement to it. So. Again, that one is a yes. That's the one that industry, both union and non-union, specifically, and I've been fortunate and proud to be part of that one specifically before I started here at the Texas AFL-CIO. And then one that affects construction workers in a bad way is House Bill 633, which will affect the prevailing wage rate for state-funded projects, I believe it was, and how they come up with that. And basically, it's not going to be employee friendly in helping with the rates to determine a better rate for the worker. Right now is a time, not just in the construction industry, but across just all Texans in general. We need to figure out how we can help secure better wages and benefits for all of our citizens across the state. Both union and both union and non-union workers need to have better opportunities to earn better wages and better working conditions. And unfortunately, 633 is an opportunity to get lower wages for construction workers in the state of Texas. So that one would be a no for folks as we're going through our lobby days this week.
Yeah, I would think it's a time to be raising wages, for our folks during this time. Thanks, Leonard, for that insight. And I get people who are just we're kind of just going through these bills rather quickly. And you're like, there's so many of these bills. We're going to drop it in the chat, or if you go to our website, texasaflco.org, if you just scroll down, there's a really easy toolkit that kind of has yes, no, and there's not too many of them, but there's a place where you can actually just kind of visually see which bills to talk to your legislator about when we get to that. SB 14, what's going on with this?
SB 14 is another bad bill. It's another one that we are against. So it's unfortunate that the majority of the bills that we are talking about is stuff that's going to hurt workers or working families, and it just seems like a common theme that's going on, and it's something that we are, again, every day that we're working hard to try to defend the rights of working people and work families across the state. And SB 14 it interferes with our local communities. A lot of work has been done by our community partners, not just labor in general, but community groups across the state, here in Austin, Texas, or over in Houston or in Dallas, giving, community, when community comes together and speaks about their community, you would think that they know what they're talking about, what's good for their backyard. And it's unfortunate that the folks here in Austin or at the Capitol, a lot of them don't believe that. And well, again, like I said, it's something that we're going to continue to fight for, and continue to fight also for our community partners as well as our labor partners, without a doubt.
Yeah, I mean, I've been as the digital person here, I'm glued on Facebook, and I've been seeing the work of our allies and partners who have kind of taken the lead on this with just really diving into this campaign, pushing back on SB 14. I just want to applaud the work of the Workers' Defense Project Action Fund. If you guys want some information on what's going on with SB 14 and how you can get further plugged in, head on over to their Facebook page. They have some amazing tools. It'll plug you in, and get you all the information you need on how horrible SB 14 is. So thank you guys over there at Workers' Defense.
And here we got a couple of bills that we're in favor of. Doesn't happen often in this legislature, but here we do. We got two of them: House Bill 145 and House Bill 3620. And again, it tells you there to remove the unnecessary waiting periods to access unemployment benefits. Again, during this time in this pandemic and trying to recover from this pandemic, we need to try to do things that's going to help workers and working families. Without a doubt, we need to do that. We understand we need those employers as well, but those workers, and making sure the workers are taken care of so they can provide for themselves and their families, and go to have those basic benefits to protect themselves is a necessity, and it just helps in the overall cycle of things with the economy. But yeah, those are two good ones. So when you talk about those during the lobby week, please make sure and reference those bills, and we appreciate the authors of those bills and bringing those forward.
So I remember when the pandemic happened. When that very first week, about a year ago, we were all over this. We knew that unemployment insurance, this was going to be a big one, and so it's great to see these bills. Do you know, Leonard? Are these being supported? Is there? It's crazy to think that anyone would even be pushing back on bills in the midst of a pandemic on unemployment insurance. But we know that there are those that are. So are we sensing support, or are we just sensing where we were prior to a year ago? Like, no, we're just going to stall again on unemployment insurance.
It's difficult. We're still in the session, and there's still a lot of work to be done. So okay. It's trying to be hopeful of the outcome, and hopefully we can get to the finish line of having these get to the governor's desk and get to that point and have that good conversation to bring out the points. Again, trying to take care of the working Texans that are out there. That is important. That's what we're trying to do day in and day out. And if we can get support over at the Capitol and get those legislators behind not only us, but again, our affiliates back home, be it if you're coming from the Lubbock CLC or the Wichita Falls or Smith County, we're counting on you guys back home to sign up, be part of this action week, and talk to your legislators and let them know what's important to you. Because if you let them know what's important to you, it's going to be important to them.
All right. So last but not least, what is good old SB 1660, often referred to as the Union Dues Bill? What's this?
Yeah, SB 1660 is again, it's another no. So when you see SB 1660, we are against that one. But it is coming around again, and we're hopeful that we can have conversations with those that are working this piece of legislation to I guess not be so involved with it and not take it to that next level. Basically, it's something. This is a dues deduction bill, and that's going to affect union members and our affiliate unions to go along with that. So, this is if it does happen, this is going to affect unions outright, and that's something that we are fighting for every day, just like everything else that's out there. When we're fighting for everybody that's out there, so. This is a no on SB 1660 as well.
Well, that was again. I mean, that's kind of the priorities of this week. It's all in the toolkit. If you go to our website, I can drop it in there. But that's going to be the priorities of this week. And it sounds like the plan starting tomorrow, Lorraine, is what? So we have you were grouped by region when you sign up and you come in.
Yeah. So yeah, we have region dates Tuesday through Friday, and you're going to have conversations with either a senator or a representative, or maybe both. And we are notifying folks who have signed up to let them know when their legislative meeting will be taking place. And we are asking for folks to join in 15 to 20 minutes before the legislator pops onto the Zoom meeting, so we can go ahead and talk about just the facilitation of the conversation and the logistics, and making sure that our labor message is on point, right? Because sometimes when we get into these meetings, we all want to be singing from the same book, but we want to be concise, and we want to make sure that we are hitting the ask of the legislator, right? Making sure that they are in support of opposing or supporting bills that we are trying to push forward. And we want to make sure that we are mindful of each other's time. We are in the middle of a lot of stuff happening in the legislature, and so we want to be mindful that the legislator or the staffer is going to be short, and we just need to communicate that across to folks in a effective, concise manner.
That's great. Well, I'm excited. So so if you're not able to participate, let's just say like you have a time conflict, you're at work. Are you going to be able to send a letter like right now, today, to your legislator?
Yes, the letter that you just put up on the screen is one that we are going to be circulating throughout our members across Texas to go ahead and fill out and send to their legislators. We also have some affiliate Action at Work link letters that we have in our toolkit for you to fill out as well. So if you have that 15-minute break, and you can go ahead and jump on your phone, get on our website and fill out this Action Network letter to send to your legislator, that will be very helpful throughout the week.
Awesome. So if you're able to send, let's just say, if you're able to send a letter, you're going to be able to, when you're not able to go across the street. We're so used to going across the street, and when you're able to look at the committee and tell your story, what's the next best thing that you can do is maybe send a video, right? I mean, that's the best that we can do if you can't make it across the street. So as the digital strategist, I wanted you guys to know that we have a tool that is so easy to record your video. I would say like 6 months ago, I would just be like trying to have people submit in a Google file, get on your phone, put it in a Google file. It's a complete mess. Well, we have made it so easy that there is no reason why anyone who's watching right now and anyone who's participating in our virtual lobby week, that they should not be able to take out their phone. And for 1 minute, you give us a little piece of information. You give us your first name, your last name, and your local union. And you just tell your legislator what issue matters to you the most, and we're going to be able to share that. So I just wanted to show you what it looks like on our end. And if you go to our website, you'll see record our video, and you're going to be like, wow, this is easy. And that's kind of what it looks like. It looks like a bunch of little talking heads, but when you dive into each of those videos, there is an important story there. It's an honest story. And some of these videos right here were recorded when we were going through the freeze, and they wanted to know what Greg Abbott was doing. And so that's kind of what it looks like on our website. And you would just hit that little blue button on your cell phone and record a video. And I just wanted to show you the power of it. This was from one of our union sisters. She recorded what life was like on the front line for AFSCME workers here in Austin. And if you give me a second, I'm going to load this up. But this is the power of a video story that we hope you guys, take part in this week. And I'm going to drop a link. If you're not able to, you're going to be able to share us a video story. So just let me know what you guys think of this.
With the American Federation of State, County, Municipal Employees, City of Austin, Travis County, we have essential Austin Energy linemen staff in the field as we speak in these freezing temperatures, working to restore power to the community. We have employees in power plants on lockdown, maintaining critical services, sleeping on cots, employees in other areas of the city doing the same thing, sleeping on cots, maintaining critical services. This was a completely preventable disaster, and our state leadership failed us. Governor Abbott, what did you do to prevent this from happening? What are you doing now to provide water, to restore water for people? People are suffering. People don't know when they will have access to water again. People are freezing to death. This is a complete disaster, and you have failed us, Governor Abbott.
Wow. Yeah, so that's the power of a video story, and I'm going to drop the link here in the chat, and just take a moment, because I know not everyone is going to be able to hop on to our lobby week, but if that is, if you can just take 1 minute tonight, tomorrow, and submit to us a video story, we're going to be able to take that story out, extract it, and we're going to be able to put it on social media and maybe tag a legislator or the issue that you just heard about that Lorraine and Leonard were going through. And so I'm going to be looking for those videos all week long. I hope to share a couple of those each day. So I just dropped it here in the chat, and I'll just reiterate, it's so much easier to do it on your phone. I think you can do it on your computer, but you'll discover you're just going to hold your camera up. And so I hope to get a lot of stories there.
And if I can, just real quick, in doing those, I mean, those are the videos are very powerful, and they get the message across and get that there. But if we can, as we're doing this, to be respectful of everybody's time, be respectful of Lorraine's time and Mark's time, when you're making these videos, if we need to be, you need to act as if you're having a conversation with that individual right in front of you, that legislator right in front of you. The biggest thing and the best way to try to get your point across and get your issue, for them to listen to your issue, is to be nice about it. You might not agree with that elected official. You might not like anything about that elected official, but they are the elected official. And from my personal experience only, I'm just speaking for myself, is that it makes for an easier conversation and attempt at a conversation. If you're talking to a friendly elected official, then obviously you have that relationship and it's going to be easier. But if being nice is going to be important in these videos, and just as you're going through the Zoom meetings with these electeds, is to be polite and try to be informed of the information. I don't know if Lorraine has the talking points on that, but be informed of which bill or which topic you're talking about, so that way we're mindful and respectful of their time, so we can go ahead and make sure we get everybody to be able to have time with the elected.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Those are some good points, Leonard. Thank you for sharing that. And making sure, recording the video as you were speaking to them, speaking your story, speaking truth to power through your voice, letting them know that you are speaking on behalf of not only yourself, but maybe your coworkers or your community members, letting them know that you're a constituent of their district speaks volumes as well. But doing some homework about getting to know who your elected official is important. Whorepresentsme.com is a good spot to start if you do not know who your senator or House rep is. And you can drop in your address and find out who they are and start doing some basic just research on how long have they been in office, what type of bills have they passed in past sessions, what committees are they on, having a sense of who they are can help craft your message as well.
Yeah, that's right on. And there's a kind of a funky little website, but it's like Who Represents Me. And if you go to, that link right there, and if you just Google that, it'll take you right there, and you can kind of see, you'll get your email and cell phone of your legislator. And right now, that's what we have when we're not across the street. I see Jerome, you said, yeah, right now we absolutely can't walk across the street, but we got to use the tools that we have. And so the tools that we have this week, we're going to try to get you in front of some legislators or some staffers, and then we're going to move over. You're going to be able to write a letter. You're going to be able to submit a video. And if you're uncomfortable with submitting a video, I know that's not everyone's, like not everyone likes to do that. You're going to be able to just submit us a story that you type out, and I can put it in a little quote box and get it on Facebook or something. So there's going to be a number of tools that we're going to offer you to make this as easy as possible, where I know we're not able to be across the street like we were, but we're still fighting every step of the way with you, and we're going to make sure that they know that our voice is inside there on these important issues. So any parting words? I was laughing, Leonard, when you said 30 minutes. I thought maybe 15, and here we are at 32 minutes. So any last words for our viewers? As Rick says.
Lorraine?
I just hope everybody's fired up and ready to go. Like, we have to just create our own megaphones and get our message across and amplify it in the safest and best way that we can. So I look forward to working with each COC this week to find stories, whether it's video, whether it's written, and get our message across to these elected officials.
Yeah, without a doubt. And for me, it's just thank you to Lorraine and Mark again, and the rest of the staff at the Texas AFL-CIO, and the electeds that have agreed to take part in this lobby day, because it means a lot to our members. They really depend on y'all there at the Capitol, and they're looking forward to it, and they're excited, and we appreciate again the legislators and the staff. And to our leader, Mr. Levy, we will see you soon, sir. I guess tomorrow. But don't make us do this again, please. Just saying.
Yeah, and I was just going to say, go to our website. I said right from the moment you get onto our website, texasaflco.org, you'll see where you can sign up, and Lorraine and I can grab the last, the people who have come in either on this broadcast or in the last 48 hours. We can get you in to the correct lobby day. But you also see kind of our toolkit, like Leonard was saying, just some things like do's and don'ts, and just some helpful little tools, some sample Facebook posts, some sample graphics in there. And all of our tools that you saw here tonight are available for easy access. So that's all I have. And we'll sign off. You guys, everyone have a great Monday, and we'll see you this week. Hope to see your videos. Take care. Solidarity.